Okay, there's our Paula. Okay, hold on, Paula. I'm gonna spotlight you, okay? Are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Hold on one second. I can't hear you. It's me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. Bunch of us, if you just saw, Lynette just did a thing for us. We're in person. We do it once a month. So our Colorado Springs group is in person today for our lunch and learn. Hold on, I want to make sure some people are saying they're not getting. Okay, can everybody hear okay now? Everybody good? Okay, perfect. Well, welcome if you're new. We come here every Thursday for those of us who can. It's our midweek pick me up, and we have a new friend of mine, Miss Paula, and I'm going to let you know that if you're new here, we do have a Facebook group. Probably how you learned about this training is probably where you'll find it again. I love y'all, but I'm not joining any more Voxers or any more groups. There's a Facebook group. I can't post it. I would spend all day just posting it all Friday, all the recordings. I cannot do that. I love you, but I just can't. So you have to give us till Monday. It's recorded. Anything that Paul talks about or trains on, I will get everything. I'll post it in that Facebook group along with the other places I post it. Hold on one second. I gotta mute somebody. Somebody's not muted. Hold on. If you're not muted, when I mute you, please stay muted. We have to do that just because. Hold on, I'm still not finding it. Somebody's not, but I can't figure out where. Hold on. Oh, I think we got it. Everybody good now? No, I'm still hearing it. Hold on. Let me see. That's so weird. It doesn't
Is it
show it.
me?
No, I don't think so. It can't be you.
We need everybody.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I still hear you all hear that, right? Okay. It's not just me going crazy. Okay. Oh my, it just shows everybody muted. So that's so wild. Yeah, someone's eating. I can hear it. So I'm like, someone's getting a good snack. Hold on. That's so weird. It won't. It literally shows everybody muted. That's so funny. Okay. Let me look one more time because you're all moving around like the Brady Bunch on here. Yeah, that's so weird. I don't know. Let me mute me. Hold on one second. Paula, are you in a quiet room?
Fairly.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Let me try. Oh, got Sandy muted. Hold on. I just know that'll create an echo the whole time. There literally is no one else. Oh, well, we're going to continue because we haven't got time for that. Okay. Well, welcome to our lunch and learn. Like I said, you have to give me till Monday. Usually I get it recorded on the recordings put up on Friday, but you do have to give me a little time for that. I love this. So I got referred to Paula by a mutual friend. And so Paula, I know we've never met in person, but thank you so much for just being willing to share your Mary Kay wisdom and go give heart to so many women today, because it really is, y'all, she doesn't get anything for doing this other than just helping everybody. And so it really is your time and passion, and I appreciate you for taking the time to do that. And I cannot wait to hear what you have to share with us today. And everyone here, I just ask one thing: you cannot blow up her Facebook Messenger or anything else that she shares about. Just give us till Monday to get it, because I know she has a really good go give heart and she would absolutely do anything for all of you if you message her, but you just have to give us some time to do that. So, all right, Paul, I'm going to let you take over. I'm going to try to figure out this background noise.
Okay, awesome. Oh my goodness. First and foremost, can I just tell you what a blessing and an honor it is to be here, that you even asked me, Jennifer. Thank you very much for that. That is just, it blew me away when you said, hey, would you come do this? Because I have known about your Lunch and Learn for a long time, and I've hopped in on a few, and they're always amazing. And so I pray that my story and what I share with everyone blesses each and every one of you. And hi to my pearls out there, my girls. It's so good to see your faces. Thank you for being on and supporting. And I hope that this gives everyone who's listening not only hope, but a sense of urgency, like I have recently had, to share the possibilities of what this journey could be for other women, because it's not all about us, is it? I mean, sometimes I want it to be, but it really is. It's all about other people. I want to say really quick too, that I'm aware that Mary Kay is in the midst of a lot of changes in this season. And I'm so grateful that they are rocking and rolling with the way the world is going, and that they are looking out for us. As I look out my window in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, what I see are leaves turning colors. They're falling to the ground. It's going to be winter. It's probably going to snow here in Virginia, and then it's going to be spring, and there'll be flowers, and it'll be beautiful, and then it's going to be summer, and then it's going to be right back to here again. And change is inevitable, and it is a thing, right? After almost 29 years of being with Mary Kay, I am believing fully that Ryan Rogers and his family and our company want what Mary Kay Ash wanted for us. She really wanted us to be able to have flexibility and freedom to do what we want with our strengths, and I love that. They spend their time and resources protecting us and guiding us to bright futures. And so I'm just going to give you like a little snippet of the first 29 years of my journey in Mary Kay. I'm going to try to put this into 20 minutes or less of your time. And I've got some props, okay? So y'all hang on tight because I'm not always good at this. We'll see. We'll see what I pulled out of my bag here. But I feel like visuals are fun. Do y'all agree? I'm sure you do. All right. So I was a soldier in the United States Army at Fort Polk, Louisiana. I did not wear makeup. I did not like the color pink, and I really did not like women. My next door neighbor, who was an Army wife, she sent her Mary Kay girl to my house without my permission. She called me on the way over, and she let me know she was coming over to give me a facial, y'all. Now, I did not wear makeup. I did not like women. This woman was coming to my house with makeup. I let her know quickly that she was not going to put any makeup on this face. But I learned more in 30 minutes about skincare than I had from going 7 years to dermatology for skin that was a wreck. My skin felt amazing. I scraped together change, went around my house finding the $49 that it took to buy that set. And I knew I was going to use it, and my skin was changed for life. I loved the 100% satisfaction guarantee that she played out for me. She showed me how Mary Kay consultants act. She showed me the steps in her actions. Are you doing that? Because really and truly, when Mary Kay said that we lead by example, by example, by example, what she meant was we lead by example. You lead by example. You have no idea who's watching you, who might be on your team next. My skin felt so good, but I was sassy, y'all. I was not grateful. I was short. I was not warm. I was very much just coming out of the Army. She didn't know my thoughts. She just knew how I was responding to her. I was really rough around the edges, and she could clearly see that. But she offered the opportunity to me anyway. Would you do that? I heard her use Mary Kay's 4-point recruiting plan. And at the end of the session, she asked, who do you know that might enjoy doing what I do? How about you? And my response was not just no, y'all. She invited me to an event to be her model. She assessed that my eyes were green. She said, I need a model. What color are your eyes? They're green. I need a model with green eyes. She knew I didn't wear makeup. I didn't let her put a speck of it on my face. But she told me she was going to give me a Dusty Rose lipstick for free, so I went. I went to help her because even short, snippy, Army-related kind of women that don't like women will find it in their hearts to go support another woman if you ask. Not all of them, but even somebody like me, because she asked. She asked me at the end, on a scale of 1 to 10, would you, 1 being you'd rather eat grass and 10 being you're excited to try this opportunity, guess what I said? I said 0. I would rather eat the dirt and the worms under the grass. I said it out loud, and I wrote it on the form for her director to see. I was subconsciously learning how to layer, how to invite, how to overcome objections, how to work with someone who was just like me. Even though I could have never seen myself as a consultant, she was leading by example. Do you see how possibly you're training your next team members? With that in mind, none of us are perfect. I'm sure she wasn't either, but I learned really well from her how to layer despite. Okay. So she invited me to the next event as a woman who did not wear makeup, and I sat and I put the makeup on to learn for her. On the way home, she said, would you please listen to this Choices tape? It's not a tape anymore, right? But she handed me National Sales Director Emeritus, at the time, National Sales Director, Linda Tupin's tape. I listened to side A and side B. I was intrigued. I thought, this woman sounds really smart. Why is she selling lipstick? I was confused. I listened to the numbers. I heard the average. I heard the hourly pay. And I thought, you've got to be kidding me, right? These chicks selling lipstick. I went to the next event. At that event, what I learned was amazing. I watched women who I had just heard in my sociology classes. I had just exited the Army and was going into nursing school. I learned that women of a certain age in the United States of America become invisible. And as a woman, younger at the time, but a woman, I thought, I don't ever want to be invisible. This is not cool. I don't like that our country is like that. I don't like that we treat our older women like that. And then I went to this meeting, and what I saw was something completely different. The Queen of Sales, with her big hat and her dress on and her lipstick and her cane, she was 88, and her runner-up, her daughter, 3 different times walked to the front of the meeting and were applauded, and people gave them their ears and their eyes, and they mattered. And I thought to myself, I wonder if my sociology professor has ever seen a community like this. Probably not. I began to long for the fact that I didn't have grandparents, and I wondered if these women would be willing to tell me stories and teach me things that I did not have anyone else to look up to and learn from. My director then asked the question, future director. She said, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you currently? What's your interest level? I was a 0, dirt and worms. I had no faith in myself. I had no confidence. There's no way I was ever going to overcome the fact that I didn't wear makeup, didn't like pink, and didn't like women, right? Let me ask you a question. If you are a woman and you don't like women, who is it that you don't like? So at the end of every event, I was a 0, dirt and worms. She asked me several times. She did follow up with me on that choices tape. And what she said to me on the tape, she asked me some questions. I answered them honestly, and she gave me the question on a scale of 1 to 10. What's your current interest level? My interest level when she got off the phone with me was a 0. I'd rather eat the dirt and worms. Now, I literally wrote this in more places than I care to admit, but I'm just telling you this to ask you, who is your dirt and worms girl? Who is she? And are you showing her enough of what Mary Kay has to offer? I know for sure I can go back through my customers and tell you with all honesty and regret, no, I have not done that yet. But I had an epiphany recently, as God sat me down and revealed my life to me. It was almost like a Scrooged kind of moment where I got to look at my past and my present. I got to look at my beautiful future, and I got to reveal what it would look like had I stayed where I was and just continued to say no. I'd rather eat dirt and worms than just give this a try. And the day when I signed up, it was $100 and I didn't have it. I scraped it together, change to make change. I heard another director say it a long time ago, and I love that. I was grateful. I am grateful. Probably wasn't then. I am grateful that my beauty consultant did not give up on me. She showed me the 100% satisfaction guarantee. She showed me how she would fix my skin quickly, that if I was having issues with any product, she'd flip it for me, no problem. She was excited to hear from me anytime I called with gratitude or an issue. She invited me then to listen to the opportunity with her director so that she could learn how to move up for a Burger King milkshake. So for a Burger King milkshake, I drove across town, couldn't say no to a chocolate milkshake, sat down with her director, who went through a little flip chart with me and showed me some things. She went back over exactly what National Sales Director Linda Tupin had said, and this time on paper where I could see it. And she said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your current interest level? Guess what it was? It was a 10. In that moment, I saw myself maybe, possibly, kind of, sort of, maybe being able to tip my little toe into this pink world of nice women. I had no idea what was in store for me. None. I had started nursing school. I had started my path that I thought was the one God had me on. I was just kind of sort of doing Mary Kay on the side for some extra money. I did do my first perfect start in 1996 with all Army men. Can you imagine them in their pink and green and purple masks? Because that's what we had then. I made them try it all. I started nursing school. I moved to Maryland. I went through a divorce. I finished my bachelor's degree in nursing. I dabbled a little bit in sharing the products here and there. That was a huge mistake. There were women all around me. Why in the world, right? The money I could have made in that time. But moving forward, in 2001, I remarried. I had a baby girl, Danielle. I really wanted off the hamster wheel of life because of her. I did not want to continue to go to work, give them my all, and then come home and give them what was left of me. I had to replace my income. So I invited, as you would as a Mary Kay beauty consultant, 10 other direct sales companies to come to my home and tell me what they sold, because there's no way I could make a career out of lipstick. I was a consultant, y'all. I never lost my consultant number. I still was using the products. I was taking advantage of that 50% discount. And no one of those 10 companies had what Mary Kay had. None of them had a product that sold itself, one that there was a reorder business for, the relationship building, God first, family second, career third, Mary Kay's longevity and success, Mary Kay's golden rule philosophy, treat people the way you want to be treated, plus 50% commissions. So I ate crow because I had just sent an email to my director just a couple months before. It's funny how life can change in just a couple of months. Have your consultants, or excuse me, have your customers had a life change? Possibly in the last couple of months? Do you know? Have you asked? If you don't ask, they're not coming out and telling you, I promise you. But I just called my director in Alabama or emailed her and told her that her emails were really large and they were really junking at my inbox. And I was really never going to do anything with this business, but just be a personal use consultant. So put a little ketchup on the crow and ate it anyway. Called her in Alabama, and she remembered exactly who I was and was nice enough to connect me with the director in Virginia. I attended weekly meetings with guests with my adopted director. I did power starts because she said so. I gold medal because she said so. I moved into my red jacket and then directorship and was earning cars. And then I had a baby boy. I went through another divorce shortly after, back to nursing, back into a relationship with a physically abusive boyfriend, still a star consultant, still building, determined to get back, but was making poor life choices. The Mary Kay Ash Foundation helped me to get out of the abuse and to heal. Thank you, Mary Kay. My father passed away shortly after that. It gave me an opportunity to reflect on not only what my values were, what I said they were, but to ask the question, am I really living them out? No, I wasn't. Mary Kay said that you can start a diet in the middle of a bag of chips. So I decided to work my way out of that career again as a single mom of two, working 80 hours a week. Thank God I had been building my business on Saturdays when I wasn't on call with that 80-hour work week. Thank God that I had learned to overcome my fear of speaking to people in public and speaking in front of people in groups. Thank God that I was taught and took the action in handing out blessing bags everywhere I went. Thank God I had learned to book from bookings, to close the sale with sets, and to share this opportunity. I didn't look back. I met the husband that God has for me in Mary Kay. He came out of my starter kit. I got to have lots of success, lots of different goals. I learned how to set the really big goals in Mary Kay. This is something that came out of my starter kit. I learned how to gracefully win and how to be the queen. And I loved that aspect of Mary Kay, despite the fact that I didn't have a lot of girlfriends before, that I didn't really like women, and that I didn't like pink. All that changed. Isn't it amazing what pink can do for one woman? Who's the person you haven't shared with yet? We moved onward and upward back into directorship. We were the top of our class. We earned free cars. We continued to set higher goals. We've earned $500,000. I don't know how many times in Mary Kay. We've been a top unit. My girls who are on here, you are phenomenal. You are wonderful. And you teach me new things every single day. Thank you for being who you are, my pearls. We had setbacks like everyone else in the world does. In fact, in 2018, I finally, after 6 years of debilitating symptoms, was diagnosed with Lyme. We had just had our little blessing baby. At 43, I had a baby, y'all. And I'm just going to share this with you because some of you might be able to relate. I like relating with people, but I was perimenopausal. I was on a Mirena IUD. My husband had had a vasectomy 10 years before, and he came home to work with me. Thank God for Mary Kay. He was able to leave a job he was miserable in and work with me for 6 years. Therefore, we had our blessing baby, Claire. But in the midst of all of that, I was going downhill really fast with my health. And Lyme almost took my life twice, 2 times. I don't talk about it very often because I know that what you speak about, you bring about. My entire family was treated with no tick bites. We all had Lyme in 1 year. We had our best year ever in the midst of all of that. I got to take my family to New York City to see us on that big screen in downtown. And I just loved all of the expressions from my children, all the things that they learned as they grew up pink. When I asked my littlest, who's now 9, I get to homeschool her. What a blessing. As I asked her, I said, you know, what is it? What are some of the things that you think came out of Mommy's starter kit? She had one answer. She said, your courage. And that was it. And I said, you're correct. The confidence and the courage that you could be sharing with another woman because you shared this opportunity with her, despite the fact that maybe she didn't have the best attitude. Maybe she was rough around the edges. Maybe it's just because she doesn't believe in herself and she needs you to believe in her. Maybe she needs some courage too. In my starter kit, I found lots of money. Our highest paycheck was over $12,000 in 1 month, not including the $10,000 bonus that we received because we weren't able to attend the top trip that year. I found freedom to make choices that align with my values and living the life that I want to live in this company or in this world. I found winning and setting goals, setting small goals and winning those and taking those small goals and piling them up and getting to big goals. I found friends that I will have for life. I know for a fact that there are women across this country that if they called me and needed something, I'd be there. And if I called them and I needed something, they'd be there. There's such value in that. I surround myself with women who are big thinkers, who are going places, because I know for sure that we become like the 6 people we hang out with most. I found my husband. He was in my starter kit. He's a wonderful father for our children. We have 4 kids between us. The oldest is 40. He owns his own business. He's also a writer. He is very passionate in his writing and has won lots and lots of awards. It's amazing to watch him work. He's married to my beautiful daughter-in-law, and we have a great, a beautiful granddaughter from them. I also have a 24-year-old daughter who's married and she's beginning her career. She finishes her bachelor's degree. She loves her Mary Kay business. And I have a 22-year-old son. He's still single, y'all. He's really good looking. Go find me on social media. I'm just saying. He is going to be going into the Air Force, graduating from Virginia Military Institute. I found Virginia Military Institute in my starter kit. Had I not been in Mary Kay, I would not have received the job that I had as a nurse. And had I not gotten that job that I had as a nurse the second go round, I would not have met my husband. And because I met him and we married, I moved. And because I moved, we lived right next to Virginia Military Institute. Because of that, my daughter met her husband. My son found his path, and he'll be going into the Air Force. Because of all of that, we have rats that we've adopted. If you don't know about Virginia Military Institute, it might shock you to hear me say that. These are the first-year cadets at Virginia Military Institute. They're called rats. We have a ministry in our home where we have them come into our homes every Sunday. We feed them meals, and we sit with them and listen to them as they talk to us about their experiences, good, bad, or ugly. We pray with them. We pray over them. We talk to their families. Their families stay here in our homes. Our house is literally, people call it the Bowman Inn. And there are people in and out of this house all the time. This last weekend, we had 9 people who stayed the night here. A lot has come out of my starter kit. Some of the things I learned that are probably just a little bit more basic. You know, I learned how to treat myself. Treat yourself. I learned how to take time for me. No one teaches you that in the real world. I learned how to meet people. I learned that Mary Kay Ash gives us all the tools. This is one of those little, can't see it on my screen, one of those little things that you'd put up out and about as you're warm chatting, as a fishbowl. I learned how to manage my time. I learned how to find the right cat to copy. I learned how to manage my emotions with my gratitude journal that I can't put my hands on at this moment. I learned a lot from this company, way more than I ever learned in the United States Army or as a registered nurse. My question to you, knowing that we can make money or we can make excuses, where do you see yourself in my story? Where are you in there? Where do we connect? Because I love connections. I'd love to know. Put it in the chat. Who can you relate to in any aspect of my story that you're like, I probably need to talk to this chick? Maybe you wrote her off. Maybe she's on your chicken list. Maybe you just didn't think about her until I said something. That's God's way of telling you it's time. Who are you going to share this opportunity with today? I'd love to know who that is too. But the greatest thing that I ever could have gotten from my starter kit, honestly, is Jesus. Because of the women who are part of this company who are so passionate and so kind and so caring. Even though I was not receptive to listening to anything at all about any kind of religion ever, they were always nice to me. And behind my back, they were praying. Very different than the women that I had come to know prior to Mary Kay. And the reason I didn't like women, right? It wasn't always nice what they were saying behind my back. So the best thing I ever could have gotten is a relationship with Jesus, and then shared that with my family, and then shared it with all the cadets from VMI and all the women who are in my space. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that Mary Kay had the foresight to put this together and endured much to make this company happen. And so with that, I hope that my story blessed you. I hope it gave you hope. And I'd love to know where you connect in all of it. Thanks, Jennifer, for having me.
Thank you. That was incredible, friend. I'm so glad we got connected to be able to do that. If anybody wants to unmute, if you have a question or any feedback that you'd like to share, affirmations, please do. You'll have to unmute yourself because I did finally get everybody muted. I give everybody hope that you can do this.
Me too, Jennifer. I'm so glad to see my girls on here. Thank you for joining us.
I know, I love these. Let me go make sure I got everybody.
Does she know we have a veteran in our audience here?
I know we have a whole big audience
Live?
here, our in-person lunch and learn. We
Yeah.
try to do it once a month where we all come together.
Yeah, you got to say hi.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Veronica Tonight, and I'm also an Army veteran. And I was also at Fort Polk, and I was also there in the 90s, so we need to meet.
Yes. We have lots to talk about.
We do.
Yeah, I was there in 93, and then I went back in the early 2000s, or 2005-ish.
So you know that there were like 3 females in Fort Polk
Yeah.
and 10,000 males.
I know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
There weren't many. Yes. Yep. I was with the 502nd MI company.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually being medically discharged while I was there, so I was
Mhm.
attached to the hospital. But yeah, just fun times. And then when I went back, I was a civilian with
Yeah.
JRTC, and then yeah, I worked a lot with Randy Shammerhorn there and that crew there. So Cindy
That
Williams.
is funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Too funny. I love that. I'm sure we're related somehow.
I know. I'll have to.
Yeah.
We'll have to catch up. I'll have to get your information.
Veronica
Yes.
asked, and I didn't know, Paula, who's your national?
Go give. Mary
Okay.
Kay is my national area. So in the 29 years that I have been part of Mary Kay, I believe in the very beginning it was Anna Ewing, and I did not know then, I just didn't know. I know that's where we came from. And then in the middle of my story, when I was coming up to become a director, I would think I was one of the last directors to finish the national area of Jo Raynal Rogers. And so she came in, did 5 years, and was out. She retired. So she's my emeritus in Ennis, Texas.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yep. I didn't
And
know if
then-
you were with the Cindy Williams area or not, since we did so much together.
Emerald. Yeah, I think we've been Emerald the whole time. Does that sound right, Judy? I think so.
That's awesome.
Well, it's great meeting you and hearing from you. I was like, oh my goodness, same. Been married 3 times, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that funny? I know. Somebody asked me.
It must be an Army thing. I don't know.
Probably. I know. And for me, it was not knowing Jesus thing.
Yeah.
Discernment. Didn't have it. Didn't have it. Isn't that funny? I love hearing reading your
Comments.
your bits in the chat.
I
Yes.
know. I love it. I know I love the chat. I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing anybody in there that has asked a question.
Mm,
Yeah, I've been
look at
Emerald
that.
last time, too.
Yeah. So Barbara got me straight. We were diamond and then ruby and then emerald.
Oh my gosh, you guys have moved around a lot.
We have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So can I give everyone a challenge then?
Yes, do it.
Challenge for the week. Are you ready? Go
I'm
learn
ready.
learn what the 4-point recruiting plan is. If you don't already know what it is, learn it because it matters. And then share your I story and a little bit about Mary Kay and learn about stories from 5 women this week. It's a challenge.
I love that. I love you. Thank you so much for doing that, my friend, and taking your time for everybody, because I think so many of us need to hear your story today.
Well, I just hope that it blessed you.
It sure
I hope
did.
that you all run with it and that you found some people in my story that came to mind that God said, go share with this person.
Yes. Yes. Well, I hope you all have an amazing Thursday. Thanks for joining in, and I'll
Thanks,
get the recording.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Okay, great. Have a great one. Thank you. Thanks, my pearls.